NASA's Glenn Research Center in Cleveland, Ohio, has a long history in managing great projects that have impacted our knowledge of science and technology. GRC developed the hydrogen-oxygen rocket technology in the Centaur upper stage and managed the launches of several flagship missions, including NASA's Galileo mission to Jupiter and the Cassini mission to Saturn. GRC also has a proven track record in implementing large NASA science programs. As part of the utilization of the Space Shuttle and the International Space Station for Sciences, under the former Office of Biological and Physical Research, GRC managed nearly $100 million a year and 250 civil servants to implement a national program in the physical sciences. This microgravity research, using ground-based laboratories, NASA aircraft, and spaceflight experiments, was implemented in partnership with over 86 universities and research institutions. Today, NASA GRC is leading an effort to become the science management home of Sofia, the stratospheric observatory for infrared astronomy. Sofia will overcome the atmospheric problems that ground-based telescopes have to contend with, while also surmounting cost and maintenance issues with space-based telescopes. Sofia will offer the scientific community and the public answers to a universe full of questions. Sofia is being developed by NASA and the German Aerospace Center, DLR, to offer views of the universe in the infrared spectrum. Operating beyond the tropopause, Sofia will be above most of the Earth's atmosphere. Sofia will also be able to see both hemispheres of the sky, flying not only in North America and Europe, but also in the Southern Hemisphere. Sofia requires a location that suits observations which require the clearest air. Out of all NASA installations around the country, GRC, being the northernmost center, is the place to be. The potential Sofia GRC-based flight region would not only meet but exceed the 10 micron of atmospheric water vapor overburden requirement. At flight levels required by Sofia, water vapor can interfere with infrared radiation, limiting the science return. The tropopause is the boundary between the troposphere, where most weather occurs, and the stratosphere, which is nearly absent of water vapor. The tropopause above the Cleveland-based flight region is the lowest in the country, allowing Sofia to save operating costs, such as fuel, and spend more time on station gathering data, rather than climbing and descending. Sofia will also need a location that suits large aircraft, with maintenance and appropriate flight ops facilities readily available. GRC shares its location with Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. Cleveland Hopkins regularly schedules international flights and has hosted the world's largest aircraft, the Antonov 225, on a heavy machinery delivery flight. In 1925, Cleveland Hopkins became the first airport to be municipally owned and has since grown to service a variety of international carriers. Sharing close proximity, NASA GRC and Cleveland Hopkins have a symbiotic relationship. GRC is located at the western edge of Cleveland Hopkins and shares 2 taxiways that lead to its own flight ops facilities. Having a permanent no-cost option, NASA GRC does not have to pay Cleveland Hopkins for any costs of use of the airport runways, taxiways, hangars, tower, and rescue services. GRC has long played an integral role in many of NASA's missions. It has provided significant expertise in such areas as in-space propulsion, power and energy conversion, and aerospace communication. In addition, GRC has core competency in bioengineering for human systems, along with testing for atmospheric, space, and gravitational environments. All of this forms a strong foundation upon which Sofia will be supported. GRC has played host to many visiting scientists and research projects. The center creates an environment that caters to partnerships for successful research and technology outcomes, coming in on time and on budget. GRC leadership also feels strongly about maintaining those relationships for future research and data dissemination. Able to provide guidance both technically and programmatically, GRC is more than capable of running Sofia's science program as well as supporting its implementation. Managing a project on the scale of Sofia is no easy task. GRC is ready for the challenge. Our experience with the Microgravity Science Program has nurtured a cadre of high-quality project managers and scientists, which has been referred to as one of the best-kept secrets within the physical sciences community. Others at GRC are also ready to make Sofia a success. Aircraft Ops at GRC is another shining star, supporting aircraft ranging from the U.S. Navy's T-34, the Learjet 25, the S-3B Viking, the DC-9, and the KC-135. Using these airframes for icing research, space observation, and microgravity experiments, GRC has supplied flight ops, payload integration operations, and personnel management for several multi-million-dollar projects. Not only does GRC have this internal heritage to call upon for managing Sofia, but can also supply support for science management by utilizing its partnership with the University Space Research Association National Center for Space Exploration Research. This center is co-located on the GRC campus and at Cleveland's Case Western Reserve University. The Cleveland area has many educational institutions that stand ready to support Sofia's international scientists. These institutions are able to supply facilities and qualified personnel to support a wide variety of scientific packages. The Ohio Aerospace Institute, located just outside the west gate of GRC, serves to facilitate research between Ohio's two aerospace-related federal research laboratories, the Air Force Research Laboratory in Dayton, and NASA Glenn Research Center in Cleveland. OAI also serves as an interface between industry and the Ohio universities with doctoral and research programs in aerospace-related fields. These include Case Western Reserve University, Cleveland State University, the Air Force Institute of Technology, the Ohio State University, Ohio University, the University of Akron, University of Cincinnati, University of Dayton, the University of Toledo, and Wright State University. Case Western Reserve University's astronomy department also has deep roots in research of the cosmos. In 1881, an experiment was done at Case, which was to have lasting repercussions on our understanding of the nature of space and time. The Michelson-Morley experiment proved that light did not depend on a medium to travel through space, much like sound waves require to travel through air. The department is an excellent example of a resource that Sofia and projects associated with the program can call upon to provide support. The astronomy department is host to a renowned group of researchers and staff that not only produce today's best astronomers, but also carry out cutting-edge research. Some projects that the department is currently involved with include the SDSS, or Sloan Digital Sky Survey, Boomerang, a balloon-borne research program that characterizes cosmic microwave background radiation, a South Pole Observatory program that will detect the faint temperature differences created at the beginning of the universe, and high-end mathematical modeling of galactic collisions. The department has constructed essential components of telescopes and has a proven track record of supporting multi-institutional research projects. Department resources include a rare and detailed library that forms the backbone of all their research. Case will not only be able to help welcome international scientists, but also stands ready to help with the analysis and dissemination of the data collected by Sofia. Cleveland State University is also a great institution to help support Sofia. It is one of America's great urban universities, boasting over 16,000 motivated students and over $36 million in research funding. Its partnerships include collaboration with such institutions as the Cleveland Clinic Foundation, NASA, the automotive industry, and Ohio ICE, a research-focused industry group in the areas of instrumentation, controls, electronics, and sensor technology. CSU's Fenn College of Engineering has a long history of supporting NASA through Glenn Research Center. In 2003, GRC supported the founding of Fenn College's Center for Research in Electronics and Aerospace Technology, or CREATE. CREATE has focused on producing graduates that are qualified to support aerospace, as well as focusing on improving engineering techniques. The Greater Cleveland area proudly titles itself the best location in the nation. From its world-renowned orchestra and museums to its exciting sports teams and fine dining, Cleveland provides a variety of entertainment options. Being located right on the shores of Lake Erie, water sports and boating provide enjoyable distractions from the summer heat, while also playing home to 7 of the 10 highest-rated roller coasters in the world at Sandusky Cedar Point. Wintertime in Cleveland can include skiing at one of 3 local runs, as well as being a short drive from the ski resorts of New York State. Outings to Cleveland's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum and the Great Lakes Science Center leave lasting memories for kids of all ages. In addition, the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, open all year, is one of the nation's finest and boasts a large 2-plus-story rainforest biome that is second to none. Even with all these attractions, Cleveland's cost of living and travel rate is still 30% lower than San Francisco and 63% lower than Washington, D.C. and the East Coast. With over 80 ethnic groups calling Cleveland home, there exists a broad and colorful tapestry of culture, heritage, and customs. In 1830, a wave of German immigrants began to arrive on the shores of Lake Erie and has led to a strong community of over 300,000 people and 50 social clubs. Many of these clubs are part of the Federation of German American Societies of Greater Cleveland and have been hosting the annual German American Day celebration for more than 100 years. Travel to and from Cleveland is made exceptionally easy for several reasons. First, Cleveland Hopkins International Airport is a key hub for several airlines with international destinations. Daily flights to London, for instance, are just one example of increased accessibility for international travelers. Additionally, Cleveland exists at a crossroads of 2 of the main U.S. east-west thoroughfares, Interstates 80 and 90, as well as the 2 main north-south routes of Interstates 71 and 77. This means that several major cities are but a few hours' drive from this optimum locale. Cleveland boasts over 22,000 first-class hotel rooms, with 4,000 alone located right in the heart of downtown, just 15 minutes from GRC. Near Hopkins Airport, 20 hotels with 3,100 rooms service GRC guests with ease and comfort. The combination of the observational conditions at our tropopause, the reduced costs of living and logistics, and the ready access to flight operations makes GRC the only choice for managing a program of this caliber. Sofia and the Glenn Research Center, a match made in the heavens.